welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I am Radar.
I'm Paxson.
I'm Orange Guy.
Special K, and tonight we're at Wicked Weed Funkatorium. This is a brewery in Asheville, North Carolina. This is where they do their weird experimental beers. A lot of sours, a lot of specialty beers, and wine. They also do food here, so we had some of their food.
They have some pretty good food.
They do the usual appetizers and entrees, bar food. So first thing, let's talk about the beers. So everybody here, we got a couple flights. We had just about everything on their menu. So Radar, what did you think of their beer?
I got the crisp beers. They were pretty good. They were as advertised, pretty crisp. There was an IPA on there. There was a Kolsch on there. You know, they're very straightforward. They're just beers. I enjoyed them.
So I had their limited release flight, so it had some of their seasonal stuff. There was a blackcurrant sour that I was a huge fan of. They had one called the Angel, which was a sour muscadine grape sour, which is really good. I had Dick.
You had a what?
I had the Dark Angel, which was actually one of the more interesting ones. It was a blackberry and raspberry beer that was really, really interesting. There was that one that was kind of tastes like cheer wine a little bit.
Yeah.
Lots of sours. So if you're a sour fan, I would say this is the way to go.
There's a ton of sours here.
I know Squash had the barrel aged sours, which is interesting. And you had some of their cocktails. So they do cocktails here too, and they have wine. So what did you think of your cocktail?
I had a strawberry mule. It was really good. You could really taste the ginger in it. That was very pronounced. There's kind of undertones of the strawberry as well. It had some type of strawberry puree in it. But overall, it was a really good cocktail. Not the best mule I've ever had, but definitely up there.
They also had a sangria, like custom sangria that my wife had. I tried that. That was definitely interesting. I think there's a video of me on Instagram.
Yes.
You had a little bit of everything.
I did. I had a little bit what you had. I think the one I liked most from yours was the Daylight one.
Daylight was pretty good.
I think it was called that. And then there was the other one.
It was their light beer, yeah.
It was the light beer, and then there was the other one. I forget what it was called, and it was kind of different. But I didn't mind it. It was what they call it.
It was like was it you talking about the Kolsch?
No, it was the one next to the Daylight.
That was the Kolsch.
That was the Kolsch.
Yeah,
okay.
that one was the Kolsch.
That one was pretty good.
Kind of
and
flowery.
Then yes,
it was interesting.
Special K said it pretty perfectly. If you're a sour fan, because a lot of this stuff tastes like sour, or it tastes kind of like wine infused.
Yeah, a few of them are wine-esque.
Yeah.
You had my black currant one, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and that one was good.
Yeah, so the sour level on these is up there.
It is.
I mean, I've had
They're
sours.
tart.
This is very, very tart. So if you're into that, it's really good. Anyway, they also have a wine selection. I think they're house-made, or probably made locally at least.
Yeah, I got a flight of wine
as well.
For the wife. That was a good choice. They actually have some really good wines.
So let's go and rate the beer overall. We'll start with you, Radar. What was your rating on the beer overall?
Overall, I think their beers. I think I like some of the other breweries that are around the area. I will give their beer a 6.5. No, actually, I'll give it a 7. They have some very solid beers. They're all just very funky. Like you knew they were going to be.
Well, it's called the Funkatorium.
Yeah.
But I guess I just wasn't prepared. Because I tried some of them.
No, I feel the same. I think, like y'all said, the other place, which I did like more, was an 8. And this place was just a spectrum. A big spectrum of, like, from good to weird to so on the, like, one end, I didn't like a couple, but there were some that saved it, so I'd give it a 7. I think 7's very fair for the
You had some of the beers, too. So
Yeah.
what do you think overall of beer cocktails?
I would give it a 6.5 overall. I liked a lot of the... Like, I like the black currant. That was good, but it's definitely sour. That's the way with this.
I'm going to go with the 7 as well. It was good. If you like sour beers, there's a lot of unique stuff out there. They do have some regular beers. Again, they have their standard brewery with their standard IPAs and stuff like that. But a 7, good if you're into sours.
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's talk about the food real quick. It'll be a fast one because most of us just got appetizers, a few of us got entrees, but I think we had a good feel for the food.
They had some very good French fries.
Yeah.
Got the beer cheese French fries.
Yeah.
An 8.5 on the French fries. Those were some good French fries.
So you're getting food 8.5. Food for you.
I will say they were very good, but they were like, for just the appetizers, what were they, $9?
They were expensive.
They were expensive. So you say 8.5, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because I don't like spending that much on them.
Yeah.
They were good, but like that good, nah. And then and then they had the boiled nuts.
Yeah, we also had a few
peanuts.
entrees. There's also a few entrees that we had.
I was a fan of the boiled peanuts.
I
liked
sour
it too.
beer boiled peanuts.
Yeah.
That was odd.
So those were pretty good too. So I'll give the food a 7.5. Yeah, I think that's fair. 7.5.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go lower than that. I'm going to go with the 7. I thought that their French fries were good. The beer French fries. Thought they were good, but generally, that other brewery, the Native Brews.
Yeah.
I thought that they did a lot better job with the food. And it was more reasonably
I could see
priced.
that. I'm probably going to go. I'll go with the 7 as well. I think it was good. It wasn't great. Prices are a little high. You know, appetizers. You know, it's typical. Your typical bar. However, they're kind of classify themselves as a higher end brewery, which we're going to get in the atmosphere here in a second.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with 7 on food. Then I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the atmosphere. So unlike a lot of the other breweries, it feels more like a mid to high end restaurant and brewery. Less of what we're used to.
You got a server to come by and take your order instead of going up to the bar.
So
you already know they're going to tack $1 on for that.
So for atmosphere, it depends on really what you're looking for atmosphere. I mean, it's huge. The brewery is huge. It has a lot of sections of it. It's very spacious. The beer garden is actually a lot better than I expected.
And individual tents over each table.
And heaters, and their breweries are out there. Atmosphere, I'm going to go with a 8. I think on atmosphere. Even though I'm not a big of a fan of the higher end stuff, but it's still an 8. It's still nice.
I think I'm going to echo that with an 8 as well. I liked how they had the brewery stills. What they called? Yeah, they had those out. Those really cool looking.
Fermentation tanks.
Yeah.
Mash tanks.
Yeah. See, I know a lot of people like them hole in the wall bars. They kind of like them a little more rustic and down and dirty looking, I guess. So you won't like this place as much, probably. It's definitely bigger, and it's like you said, it's a little more upscale looking. I think if that's what you're looking for, I'd give it like a 9. Honestly, I loved like they got the barrels stacked up in there. They looked real cool. They got like the wheat chandelier things hanging, which was kind of neat. But if you're into that, I'd give it a 9. I think like for me, it'd be more like an 8 probably. But
I guess it'd be a good date atmosphere.
It would be like a cool date atmosphere or some kind of special occasion atmosphere.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? The music wasn't too loud. You could sit. You could hear. I could hear you at the other end of the table, and we were sitting right next to a speaker. So in the middle of the place, you can't really hear the music at all. Maybe that's what you're into. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I would have I would invite people to this place to do like a business meeting.
Yeah,
Like I could
feel.
totally see like a bunch of suits sitting around with like a laptop and some beers, some French fries, being like, "Yes, next quarter." But that's the kind of place that you're going to if you come here. Not quite my style, but I can definitely see what they're going for, and they did a good job with it.
I will say, considering like the outside of the brewery and the way it's called Funkatorium, I would expect it to be a little bit more weird inside. I think it's more traditional.
Yeah,
it is.
In the inside, it's more than I was
The name,
expecting.
I think their
White
beers
Death,
are more what's funky.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I feel
Price
even the
was
way they
cool.
have their display for their beers, it's more classic or traditional, as opposed to even like Catawaba or something, or some of the other ones. we went to. So
A little more
overall,
eccentric.
would you recommend this place? If you love sour beers, you want to try them out. This would be the place to go as far as sour
I
beers go in
agree.
Asheville.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they had.
You're gonna get
It
some
wasn't just
weird
5 or 10.
sour.
I mean, you're talking 20 plus.
Most
sour
of
beers.
their menu is sour or weird.
It reminds me a little bit of. I mentioned it's the brewery in Ohio. I cannot remember the name of that one. Urban Artifact, which is in a church, but they did mostly just sour beers.
Yeah.
So, you guys on the
See what you're
recommendations?
going with.
I would recommend it, yeah. We saw a lot of couples in there, so it's obviously good for dates and stuff like that if you wanted to go there. Yeah.
I'd imagine for a lot of people this may not be like your regular go-to place, but it's like, I feel like going to a little nicer joint or something like that.
Yeah.
You might come here instead.
Sure.
So
I feel
yeah,
like-
I think you can check it out for sure.
I feel like maybe today I'm going to drink with my pinky out.
Yeah.
When in
We'll
doubt,
go to the
Like
Funkatorium.
splurging a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly would probably give this place a pass, but I definitely can think of people right off the top of my head that would be like, this is the place.
Yeah.
I love the ambiance. I love the fact that you can bring your dog here. Like,
I would say strictly for dates or sour lovers, because if your date's not into beer, they have the wine is there. But yeah, if you're wanting traditional beer, and this isn't a great place to go.
yeah. I mean, they do have some good, just regular run-of-the-mill beers, but mostly what you're coming here for is not that.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you like this episode and you want to see more on the show, let us know in the comments down below. I'm Special K.
I'm Orange Guy.
Backside.
And I'm Radar.
Thanks for watching.